we've seen firefighters rush to those hot spots and save homes, especially along the Riviera, where thanks to our vantage point here on TV Hill, we've been able to show some of that broad scene there as the fire has moved this way towards Santa Barbara area from the Montecito area where it initially broke out in the upper tea house area. And just seen it grow to, what are the latest numbers now?
800 acres.
800 acres.
Yeah, 800 acres was the last official word we received. And that's 800 acres. You know, it's so difficult to judge. I know they'll use satellites to try and figure out the boundaries, but whether or not they've actually had a chance to do it, I know sometimes you'll see the fires where they'll say, okay, it's 800 acres. The next day they lower it because they kind of overestimated. I don't know if that's the case here or not, but you know, this early into the fire, it's pretty tough to judge the actual size of the fire.
Well, we did receive word and assurances just a few moments ago from a city official that contrary to reports, the fire has not moved below APS.
That is good news, yeah, because that was a scary thought, thinking about the flames coming down toward Montecito Gutierrez is the report we were getting.
Right.
But it's good news that that's not the case.
That's not the case, and in part because we saw those hand crews move in, and we saw them in action. You can see them a little bit on the left hand of your screen there. They moved in, brought the hoses out, and went to work, and have managed to make a stand right there on APS. So contrary to reports, it has not gone below APS, and there are crews in that area taking a stand.
Although I wouldn't get too comfortable. I mean, it's good news that it hasn't crossed over APS, but it doesn't mean it couldn't. Mm-hmm. And we've been sending out warnings to people in that area and below APS to be ready, just in case. And I think that's still some good advice. I think it should still be ready just in case. As it always is, it's a possibility. We have no idea. As Alan said it all night long, you have no idea what the winds are going to do. You know, what direction they're going to blow in and whether they're going to just pick up. They could double in a matter of minutes in terms of strength. So. Well,
and as an example of that, CJ, we do have some new evacuation areas that we passed on just a few minutes ago, and that includes the areas around in Mission Canyon, around Tunnel Road above Montrose. And that's an area where the access is not very good. So I would imagine that firefighters and emergency officials are acknowledging that that is not a lot of access in that area, Mission Canyon, around Tunnel Road and Montrose. So I'm sure they're wanting to give folks advance notice, especially during the early hours of the morning. Better to leave now than to be awakened at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Right. You know, the other thing is, too, hopefully you have a network of people that you keep in touch with, right. Neighbors. You know, a lot of the neighborhoods up there are actually very good about, you know, warning their neighbors if, you know, they get word. Make sure you make a couple phone calls to somebody else you know in that area. Make sure they get up, run out next door, knock on a door, you know.
Well,
just in case.
Alan's trying to flag us down. It turned 12:02. Do you have that update, Alan?
I do, guys. One quick thing. The temperature went from 74 at 11 o'clock out of the airport to 61.
Wow, that is a big drop.
So some good news there.
Okay.
And that's just within the last hour.
Just within the past hour. It's a 13-degree drop, and that means that the winds are beginning to subside and weaken. They're not as far reaching as before, and they're going to start to weaken in those higher elevations as well. And we should see that high wind warning expire by 6 a.m., if not sooner. Winds will continue to weaken, though, as I mentioned, as we head into the overnight.
Okay.